Alright, this is Sarah. I'm one half of Fiesty Fridays. and I'm answering the question today from Pixie Dust 1014. And it says, question for those of you who've been in recovery for a while. How do you manage the urge to do behaviors? Okay, well, I think I answered this on the last question, but that's okay. Because it wasn't directed at one particular eating disorder. For me, I still have the urge to binge. Not very often, but when I get the urge to binge, I either binge, which is the incorrect response, which does happen. I'm not going to sit here and deny that I don't ever binge, because that's not true. But when I get that urge, the desire to binge, I will either recognize it for what it is and try to do something else to divert my attention. I don't like to say that I have a short attention span, but I suppose in that sense I do, because usually after listening to music for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or reading a book, I'm usually okay. It's that if I can resist the immediate response to something emotional, some emotional upset, if I can resist that immediate response to binge, I'm usually okay. It's the immediate response, like I'll get in an argument with someone or something will happen that will trigger a memory from me, from my childhood, that will make me want to binge. There's about 2 seconds where I can either recognize it for what it is and divert myself by listening to music or reading a book or anything that I really like to do normally, like paint or to draw, or even talk to someone, anyone, someone who understands at least. You don't even have to talk about the fact that you want to binge. I don't even have to talk about that with them. If I'm talking about anything, I can call my friends Christina or my cousin Liz and talk to them about music, or talk to them about, something funny that happened to them during the day. I don't have to necessarily call them and tell them that I'm having the desire to binge. Any different conversation, anything to take my thought pattern off of the food, or off the emotional aspect. Like, I'll call my cousin Liz and I'll tell her I'm upset about something, and then she'll talk to me about what it is that's upsetting me and why, and either she'll explain to me why I shouldn't be upset, or I'll get that validation. Well, she'll say, I understand why you're upset, I would be too. And sometimes just getting the validation, for me, just getting the validation and being told that I'm not wrong to be upset and that it's okay that I feel that way, it sort of helps to diminish the desire to binge. I don't really know why. I think because I've always been taught that it was wrong to be angry, and that I was wrong to have issues with the way I was raised, or issues with my childhood, and getting validation, even small amounts of validation, sometimes will divert my thought pattern and think, well, okay, if I'm not the only one who sees it this way, then maybe it's not so bad, and then I don't really have the desire to binge. Usually I binge when I'm alone. If I'm totally alone, which I'm alone a lot of the time, and I'm upset about something, and I don't have anyone to talk to in that moment, or for some reason I'm just not even thinking about how to stop myself from binging, I will binge. It's not very often, but that's how I deal with the behavior. The desire to binge is either speak to someone who will give me validation for my feelings, which helps, or divert my attention by reading or drawing. Find something that you really like to do, like your favorite book, or your favorite movie, or your favorite song, and just play it, or even play an online game, a computer game, anything to take that initial reaction and direct it towards something else. Because I know for me, it's just the initial response of binging that becomes a problem. If I can get past the initial response, I'm usually okay with the rest of the day. I hope I answered your question. That's just my take on it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I do. Okay. Well, if I didn't answer your question, or if you need more clarification, or if you had a different question and I got it wrong, which is entirely possible, then just send me a message and let me know, and I'll clarify. Because Lord knows I tend to lose a lot of the actual question in translation into video. So, yeah, that's it.